Yeah. There we are. Hi, everyone. How are you doing today? What's up? How are you doing? I was in a meeting just now, and I had like half of my screen being trading view with the Bitcoin price action, and the other half was my team's meeting. And I saw price pumping. I was like, mate, I wanna end this meeting, mate. I wanna go live on YouTube. So here we are. And the meeting. We were at the end anyway, by the way. It's not like we just started. But it's some interesting price action, and I was interested in covering the price action. Now let me quickly double check if yes, the stream is set up correctly. Everything is public. That is most important, so that everyone can actually either get a notification if they want to join, or can just see it on the channel if they want to join as well. And Discord is up to date as well. So what's up, Jay? How you doing? Nick, how you doing? How you doing on this what day is it today? Wednesday. On this Wednesday, we're in the middle of the working week, and let's switch to the chart over here. Open my webcam, and there we go. So cool. Yeah, price has been moving. No, One for Fitness. How are you doing? Good to see you. So in today's stream, the plan is to, of course, do Elliott Wave analysis first and foremost, but then, of course, observing what's happening with price, and yeah, some chatting, and also a bit of trading psychology, which is always a topic that I enjoy talking about, which I think is a topic that in general is not spoken about enough. But actually this morning I've been very much engaged into doing stuff regarding trading psychology, and just seeing, like, looking at the story of one very, very world famous trader, and how he goes about his things and his story, which I think is always interesting to share. Level up your sound. Okay, here's my question for everyone attending. Is my sound okay, or is it too soft? Let me know. Because if it's only Erfan, then of course you have to up the sound. But if it's in general for everyone, then I have to up my sound. So just to make sure that it is correct. And well, it is okay. Then I recommend Erfan to check if you can up your phone volume or potentially your PC volume. But what I will do, at least for you, is to bump up the gain a little bit. Gain 12.5. That might be, it might be very, I went from 4. Let's see. Maybe this is better. Let me know if it's better. It's like a little bit more. So let's see. And yeah, it should be good. So maybe now it's a little bit louder, a little bit better. As long as we are not gonna spike, everything should be okay. So yes, price action, that's what we're going to cover. Elliott Waves is, of course, the analysis that we do here on the channel, and we're going to chat about trading psychology, and of course, we're going to chat with you as well. So Dasa Gaming says it is better. That is good to know. I can also see in OBS, of course, I can see this over here. And here you can see my sound. It's already in the red. So Erfan, if you have a problem, it is on your side, my friend. And if you think it's bullshit, then you are very, very happy to leave. Don't you worry. So what we're going to do is have a look at this pump over here. Now, initially, of course, what is it, 2 days ago? When price was here, we made this high. So, wait, what am I... What was the plan? When was this? On the 26th in the morning, which was when price was here, right? Looking for a move down, looking for a move up. And then we have to wait patiently if price can get here, how it reacts. We are now here, right? So let's see how things will evolve. First things first, we are gonna zoom out, take a little bit of a higher time frame perspective, as I usually like to do now with the 1 p.m. updates. So remove this, remove the 2 horizontal links, and yeah, okay, I immediately went into the live stream out of my meeting, so I didn't organize my object tree. But hey, we can go through the different scenarios, right? So I won't go to the high time frame, but in general, on the 12-hour, we are looking for a 3-wave structure, right? Which is represented by this scenario over here with the potential of a double zigzag, right? This is like we like, and this is important as well. What I do in the morning as well, quite like usually, is that I go and start at the higher time frames and work my way to the lower time frame, so that I always have the perspective of where we are in the context of price, right? Price is now here, but where are we in the bigger context, right? In the bigger context, we're looking for moves towards the downside. As you can see, right, we're in a downtrend since the 31K high, the second 31K high, by the way. So we are in a move to the downside. Looks very 3-wavy over here, and then a potential W, an X, and then a Y in potentially that double zigzag, right, which is an A, B, C, and W, any corrective structure in an X, and then looking for another zigzag in Y. Preferably, this trend line over here will be broken at some point, so that price continues ranging for a little bit longer, breaks the trend line, and then moves to the downside, which also from a psychology perspective is interesting, because I'm pretty sure people are looking at this trend line over here across YouTube or just in general as traders, and you always have the breakout traders, right? And it would be interesting to, well, hit the stop losses of those traders with a move to the downside. So that is definitely something to keep an eye on locally as well. Besides that, we have some bearish medium time frame divergences over here between this high and this high. So there is absorption going on of market longs, right? So there's a bigger short position being built at this particular high. Of course, price already moved down, but what's going to be very interesting is if price can manage to move to the upside, and I do have a scenario of this range over here coming up, what would be very interesting is another bullish or a bearish CVD divergence with again a lower high. So high, lower high, and eventually you move to the downside. But breaking this trend line taken from the high to B and then extended would be very interesting indeed for then lower prices. Now, in general, the probabilities are very high for price to make a new low eventually. Of course, it doesn't go in straight lines, right? It goes in waves. No? But this low over here has been taken on the Bybit chart. And just because it has been taken on that chart already, and on many other charts it did not, it already increases the probabilities that on other charts you're going to take at least the same low at some moment in time. Not saying in years, but just in the trend towards the downside, you expect this low to eventually be taken. And I think the wick on Bybit is to like 23.6K. Yeah, so here to 23.6K on a Bybit chart, you can clearly see this low here has been taken with this very big wick. And based on probabilities and statistics I recorded in the past, first of all, there's a high probability other charts will now also take this low at a bare minimum. But also what you usually see with very big wicks is that they get filled. So that price eventually will move to at least 23.6K to fill the inefficiency here that we have created on that Bybit chart. So that's very interesting, right? So it's a big wick to at least 23.6K, which, I mean, 23.6K, I would prefer price to then go a little bit deeper for different reasons. First of all, we enter the volume area over here of this volume profile of this range, test the value area high once, twice, but then we could enter the value area, move to the downside, next area point of control 23K, value area low 21.9K. But also if I look at my other support areas here, between the double bottom and basically potential target area of Y, there's nothing really there, right? It's very, very empty. If you grab the liquidity of the double bottom, you close above and move up, that could be a nice fake out, right? That's a swing failure pattern. Okay, that could be interesting. But if you start closing candles down here, probabilities are increasing for price to move below 23.6K at least to prices inside the 22K range, or even here around 20K, which would be very interesting actually, because people will get very scared. And what's interesting about people being very scared, right? It's the same as like you want to buy when everyone is scared and you want to sell when everyone is hyped. No, I don't know the exact quote. But what's interesting is also I see people looking at this scenario. I always like psychology scenarios. That's why I mention, like, that's the title of the folder, because psychology scenarios are always scenarios that the usually more beginning traders look for, or the biggest portion of traders, right? They look for patterns and they look for trend lines, and they make trading plans based on that. Now, if you have a solid strategy and plan, you can absolutely trade this very, very profitably, as I know some people do. But of course, most people don't have a very, very solid plan, strategy, entry requirements, risk management, psychology on point. So what's interesting here is the head and shoulders. Target for the head and shoulders is taken over here from the high to the neckline, and then you drop this one over here to the downside, and then over here on the neckline to the downside. It's the same length. That's your target. What's then interesting is price moving down, not going down to 17K, which is over here, but move back towards the upside before hitting the target. So then the people that are shorting the neckline, right, breakout shorters, right, they short the neckline. This is their trade. They are looking for this low over here. They will never reach TP. Instead, if they don't have their risk management on par, they will be stopped out. Which is very interesting. So yeah, medium time frame stuff, we are still looking for a move to the downside eventually. If we zoom in at least a little bit, the triangle, you may have seen it in a few videos recently. The triangle is interesting, where we could be working still on that wave D, or wave D can be in, right? It kind of depends on what we see locally, but the probabilities at the moment, as explained earlier in the video, is, you know, I was looking for something like this to happen on the 26th of September, which was basically yesterday morning, price moving down to the blue box. Well, this happened. It's now moving to the upside, so that's interesting. But what will it do if it gets there at 26.5K, right? This is an important area of resistance for a potential rejection. So this is the area of interest, 26.5, 26.6K. that is my area of interest for continuation, or we go back towards the downside. And if we do go back to the downside, then I'm looking for 25.7, 25.8, this area of support. Of course, we always want to see proof of support and proof of resistance, right? Whatever that is for you. Maybe whenever you hit like an area of support or resistance, you are looking for a market structure change, RSI divergences, CVD divs, I don't know, something else, right? So this is currently a scenario I have my eye on for a potential double zigzag on the bigger time frame, right? WXY, and wave X is then potentially this triangle over here. First put in the group by KG last week. Very, very interesting. Most common target for D, golden pocket 786. Interesting about the golden pocket is the additional confluence we have over here, which is between 25.9 and 25.7K. So this is an area, interesting area of support, but also the 786 is still a target for D, which is sitting at 25.4K, right? So that's something to remember. And if you look at the 786, you can see over here, it is also an area of support in this area. So even if it fills in the blue box, we still have some support below here. Right. For E, we are then looking for another zigzag. As in a triangle, you want to see zigzags. 4 out of the 5 waves minimum being a zigzag. Wave D looks to be forming a double zigzag, which is then the more complex structure, which is all fine. We want to see volume decreasing. As it stands, that looks very nice indeed. And if price moves towards the upside, preferably what I like to see in a triangle is it breaking the upper trend line so that we get a fake out. Fake out, breakout traders think, hey, there we go, whoop. But instead we do, whoop, boom, right? Go back towards the downside. This is again patterns, right? So fake outs of like patterns, you love to see it. So this is very interesting. But D is not yet in. And for triangles, I always prefer D to be in to be more confident about a triangle. Well, at the moment, based on what we see, a triangle is definitely one of the valid scenarios here. It's actually quite difficult to have a bullish scenario from this low over here. I do have one in case you have seen the videos. Which one does this one over here? Where we then have a 5-wave move to the downside, ending a 3-wave A, B, C corrective structure, right? So wave C is then in. This is the low, or has to be the low of your wave 5, because if this is your low of 5, you can't make a new low, right? Because then it's an A, B, C expanding flat, which means more downside. So this has to be the end of your bigger impulse down, and that's a bit of a question mark, because this is a nice impulse to the downside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But then we have this very long range and another move towards the downside. And this long range, can it be counted a wave 4? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, of course, you can just put the numbers on the chart, but does it work with the Elliott Wave rules, right? Well, this range is about 10 times longer than wave 2 in time, which is very rare, right? Like, it's not what you want to see. Elliott Waves is also about time, not only about price. This is something that you don't really like to see. If we look at this range over here and this one, it looks better in time, right? It looks quite similar for potential wave 2 and 4, with this being the end of then a wave 5. Or we are looking for a 3-wave structure, where this is not a wave 4, but it's a wave B, and then an ABC. And that is something that we look at in the triangle scenario, right? So the problem for this wave 5 is this horizontal structure and this final dip to the downside. Would have been much nicer if this is the low and you then start creating an impulse, but it didn't, which increases the probabilities that we still have downside to go, also because we have a double bottom over here. Double bottoms are always important to keep an eye on, as they are like magnets for price. So the bullish scenario, not looking that great. Low time frame bullish, I already explained this. So what are we looking for then locally, right? If we zoom in even more, that is the most bullish scenario. Let's just go to the 1 hour. Up. And then we go into trading psychology and chatting. So I'll check what you guys are up to in the chat. I see the chat moving in the eye of, or in the corner of my eye. But I'll be there in a second, everyone. So This is, of course, what we spoke about this morning, so I won't repeat everything in detail. This is the bullish scenario. Low is in, looking for upside, where this is then a 1, 2. You want to see a bigger wave 3, volume increasing, big candles, you know, all the good stuff. You want to take at least this high. That's your invalidation for the bearish scenario, 26.7K. You want to take that high, and then we could potentially be looking for either a wave E in the triangle or a different structure in a WXY type of move. But that is a minimum. Currently, probabilities, though, are not yet on the side of wave Y being in because of what we see on the lower time frames, which I'll get to in a second. The bearish alternative, or I mean currently highest probability, is still seeing a move down, which is then in accordance to what I've drawn yesterday morning, right? So this move over here, down, and then you go up, which basically is, if I get my target boxes here, it was like this, right? That was the idea. So we're now moving towards the upside. This resistance is important, right? Proof of resistance. Well, we can expect downside. If we get bullish continuation and bullish signs at resistance and we reach this high, this scenario is invalidated and we have our scenario, like our confirmation basically in this one. But that currently the probabilities are higher for another move down. Mainly because if this is an impulse, you want to count 5 waves, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This wave 4 retrace to the golden pocket. I've shown it in a few videos. I mean, there's always new people watching, so it's important to repeat. But you can see over here that retracement here went to the golden pocket. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is it a possibility? Yes. But this wave 5 is very much like a 3-wave structure. 4 retrace to the golden pocket. That's so rare for a 4 to go that deep. So that's, you know, lowers the probabilities for this particular scenario, this move here being an impulse. And even if you go to the 5 minute, and now I will show something in more detail than I usually do with the videos. So if you count this a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then have a look at the 1-to-1s of the move. Wave 3 is not allowed to be the shortest. So if we take a trend-based fib from the low to the high of 1 to then the low of 2, then you can see the 1-to-1 is above this little range here, which is labeled your wave 4. That's not what we want to see, right? Or at least you can have a wave 3 shorter than 1, but then wave 5 has to be longer. But then if we take a fib from the low of 3 to, well, let's take the highest pivot here, right? And then put it on the low here, then you can see that also wave 5 is longer than wave 3, lowering the probabilities of this being an impulse. So up. And this is then your first impulse, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is the first move to the upside that you'd be looking for. Now, if we do get impulsive continuation, by the way, then we get kind of like confirmation that we have to count that differently. I kind of lost track of where I am now. Oh, here we are. Because then this has to be either a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but it doesn't make sense to me at the moment. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is then your high. 3-wave corrective structure, which is very rare because these lows here did not go below this low in a potential ABC flat. So it's also rare. So yeah, at the moment, looking at that first move as an impulse has lower probabilities because of the form that we have here locally. But it's all about this here, right? So we do get some volume now, as you can see. Volume is on average at the moment higher than the first move to the upside, and that's also why I wanted to go live, because it's interesting to observe this move to the upside now. So it can still be a 3-wave structure here as well. So it's either a 3 or a 5, but we will get clarification once we reach the resistance area. So the probability in general, as mentioned over the past 2 days, is down here, then up, and then down. But it always depends on, you know, the proof that we get locally. We want to see the reaction. At least that's me as a trader. I'm a reactive trader. I don't catch knives. I don't YOLO. I don't FOMO. we want to observe what price does, because if it pushes in here on a lot of volume, maybe a bit of a range, but it maybe starts to build bullish signs locally, we can expect continuation, right? It's not that I have, this is my way of trading, not financial advice. I don't use limit orders. I don't have limits set here. I don't have limits set here. No. I'm more like a market entry type of guy, where I want to see what I have my entry requirements. I want to tick all the boxes and then I enter. So I need to be patient. And on average, it takes a couple of hours really before I enter a position after it hit a area of interest. So price is definitely pumping on volume though. So it might be an impulse, and we might then take that high. So let's continue to observe. Will be very interesting to see what it does here. Let me put the levels on the chart, and then we go into chatting. So we have the daily and the weekly. Which one is it? Okay, 2 and 3. 2, 3. Current weekly point of control. That was quite interesting as well. Rejection at the current weekly point of control, moving down, and then we pushed through. We also have that naked point of control there. Okay, so that's good. Let me quickly observe what the retracement here is. 1, 2, 3. Oh, it's like another 382. Oh, standard. Yeah, 382 has been hit again. The 382 is a more rare target for a wave 2 and more common for a B. So let's see. Let's see if this is another 3-waver. And we get a rejection or not. Okay. So that was like the analysis bit for everyone that joined just now. Make sure to go to more like the beginning of the video so you can watch the analysis bit again. And let's talk a little bit with chat now, and then I want to go into trading psychology, because I actually want to talk about one of the best traders in the world, who is a great example for me as well. While my phone is ringing, and I quickly gotta take this one though. Okay, there we are again. Sorry, you know, business continues, right? That's how it goes, because I also have other businesses. But yeah, there's a couple of speaking gigs coming as well, and people reaching out. So, you know, it happens that I might get a call. Okay, so chat, what's up? Luckily for me, I didn't talk for too long this time. So, is it possible we are in a wave C up now, that your wave W is a wave B? I think you're talking about the very high time frame, where this for you is then a B. So then you're talking about an A, B, C. I think that is the scenario that you're looking for. On the higher time frame then, I suppose, Nick. But the problem is, how are you then labeling this? Because if this is your A, B, C, you're probably looking for a W, an X, and then a Y, right? So a very, very big horizontal structure, which means that if this is your wave B, it has to be 3 waves. So this can be a 3-wave structure, right? Where B then ends here, where I had wave W, right? Over here, this is then your B. But then here's the problem. How are you going to get a wave C if this is the low of W? because now your low of W has to be here, meaning you want to have a 5-wave structure here, but then wave 2 and wave 4 are out of sync in like price and time. You know, wave 4 is very, very big. Let me remove this to avoid confusion. So because you're looking for an ABC, but then an ABC ending here, but then you have a 1, 2, 3, very big 4 and a 5. But then we get the same problem with this final impulse here, where the probabilities are low. This is a 5. It's a higher probability. It's a wave B, or this is a 3-wave structure. But if we're looking for a wave C to the upside, this has to be a low. This has to be a wave 1, wave 2, and then a bigger 3. Probabilities at the moment are not on the side of getting an impulsive structure to the upside this high, because of this final leg, which has to be your wave 5. There you have to count 5 waves in here, but it looks either 3-wavy or, you know, or this is your impulse, but then you get this next to it, which it doesn't look nice for the end of a wave 5, time wise and price wise. So yeah, from an Elliott Wave perspective, looking for a C to the upside at the moment, and then a bigger 3-wave correction it's not something I'm looking for as it stands. But I like the idea. So it's, you know, and that's what I always enjoy, right? I enjoy people sharing their ideas, because not to forget, like, I'm just a dude on the internet that makes videos about what he loves doing, right? Which is Elliott Waves and the chart. But we're a team in general, right? I'm not like I don't know, no one knows what's going to happen. Of course, I have a high skill in Elliott Waves in comparison to, I suppose, the average person, but I still look at scenarios of people sharing stuff in Discord, and I check the different charts, and if I get inspired by someone's chart, I put their name in the videos, right? That's also why KG over here is mentioned. I didn't yet really think about a triangle, but he was already thinking about a triangle when we got this move to the upside over here. And I was like, hey, man, that's interesting. I'll put KG on the chart. So it's like a team effort, right? We're like a team. I just happen to be the guy that makes the videos. But in general, we're in it together, right? The goal is to make profit. And we try to do that the best way we can. So I always enjoy looking at scenarios, looking at different perspectives. Nick, probably, if this is the ABC you mean, I love the fact that you think about that scenario so that I can also think about that scenario, right? Because maybe there's a scenario I didn't yet think about and I haven't reflected on. So the fact you now say, oh, ABC makes me think like, okay, what are the signs or Elliott Wave rules that could either validate or invalidate or give higher or lower probabilities to a potential like ABC structure, right? It helps me as well. Good question. So yeah, Nick, thanks. Jacob, you are back from vacation. That is good to hear. That's what we like to hear. Welcome back. I hope you had a good vacation. Where did you go, Jacob? Where were you? Shane Bachella, greetings all the way from South Africa. Damn, I was there last week. Or at least I came back on Wednesday last week. I was there for 3.5 weeks. By the way, everyone, Jay, Nick, One4Fitness, Erfan, the Dutch Trader, Douwe Wester, MX Nick, welcome everyone at the beginning, of course. Shane then, South Africa, Douwe Wester, and 4 TPs. TPs are always set for me, so I do set my TPs. Because I trade 1 to 3. Based on my statistics, it's based on my statistics with my strategy, because it's very personal, of course, the 1 to 3 gives me like a very good risk or a very good amount of profit versus a good risk to reward ratio. And for me, mindset is very important. Psychology is very important for me because that's my weakness sometimes. And I know that I can based on my statistics, I know that I can change my risk to reward ratio and get more profit, but then I will have a lower win rate, which psychology wise can make it difficult, right? Because you will have more break evens. There won't be necessarily many more losers because of my rules. It's just that I get a lot of more break evens, and you have to be able to cope. And it sounds easy, right? But you have to be able to cope with a lot of break-even trades, not getting profit, even though you do all the effort. to get some home runs, right? So sometimes I'm still thinking about shall I like change it or not, but I like the way it goes now. So I prefer looking for the 1 2 3, and which means that once I enter a position, my target is always a 1 2 3. If it goes to a 1 to 2 and it goes back to my break-even stop loss, that's fine. If it reaches a 1 to 3 and it goes to 1 5 1 7, that's fine. It's just that the 1 to 3 works for me also from a mindset point of view. What are your entry requirements? Now that is a magical question that I can't just answer here because it's years of effort and it's fully personalized. It's not what you see online with it's ICT, it's this and that. It's just something I've developed myself. So yeah, I can't just put that out here on the YouTube. As much as I love all of you, believe me, I very, very much do. But I guess you can understand it, the years that you have in the market to develop something, the losses, the efforts, it's, you can't just like put it out there. But I am working on teaching it. So, that is at least in the works. So, and for some people it might work very well, and for other people it may not work very well, right? It's up to their psychology, their mindset, their way of trading, because my personal trading strategy is fully equipped to who I am as a person. It matches my behavior, my psychology, my daily life, and the time that I have, my risk appetite, my position sizing. It might not fit with other people. Maybe they have a different psychology. Maybe they are more of a scalper or a swing trader, but mine is a day trading strategy. Maybe they are very impatient, or maybe they are way too patient. Maybe they are very fearful, or whatever it is, right? Maybe they have a full-time job and they basically miss all of the trades. It can also happen. So for some people it will work, for some it may not, but there's only one way to find out. And most importantly, I think that once I teach it, it's about how can you create your own personalized trading strategy based on how I have done mine. Not necessarily copying the way I trade. I mean, people are free to do so. But for some, it might not work. But then it's important, okay, how has he got to this strategy and how can I do it myself? And that's why in potentially a diamond membership, I'm looking at also complementary to teaching my own, helping people to develop their own so that it really becomes their thing and their strategy, their statistics. Looks like a microwave 3. Yeah, you are correct. Some volume coming in, price moving to the upside, but it can still be also like ABC, because nowadays with the wave Cs, over the past few months, many wave Cs went to the 1.618 extensions, got high volume at the end of waves. So for me, what's important is this. What happens at the top, right? If price can continue, we just wick the high over here, right? We're at this order block for the second time now. If price moves up, what happens in this area? That is important for me. And this will decide my probabilities for continuation or a move down, right? At the moment though, based on this impulsive structure, probabilities are higher for a rejection. But I'm a reactive trader and also actually a reactive analyst. So I first want to see what happens here. And we'll take it from there. But from an Elliott Wave point of view, it would be nice to see this, right? As I've drawn here like yesterday morning. But we got to wait and see what happens in this area. Card Crypto, welcome and good to see you around. Ellie, I have a sell order since 26.050. Should I close? I am bleeding. 26.050. Wait, a sell order? Look, first of all, of course, no financial advice, but 26.050. So that means you're in a position since 26.050, which means you entered here in a short. This is actually interesting for the trading psychology topic as well. It's not really what I was planning to talk about, but when you're in a loss, like, oh boy, did I have a or more crazy losses, especially in the early part of my trading career, I suppose. Sometimes still do, right? We all make mistakes still. But entering a position at 26,050, of course, it's bleeding now. There is no guarantees. Look, there's no financial advice in anything I am saying. Everything you do is extremely personal. Price can go down and you could close in profit. Price could go up and you could lose your whole account. The biggest thing before you enter a trade should be, how much am I willing to lose and where is my invalidation? And I say it very strictly because it is oh so important. How much do you lose when your invalidation is hit? You gotta put a stop loss in the chart. That's my way of trading. Some people don't want to use stop losses. That's fine. I am definitely pro stop loss. You gotta have a stop loss based on statistics or some edge. Put a stop loss. Know how much you're gonna lose and willing to risk, and do not look at the profit. Don't look at the money you make. Look at the money you might lose. Every position you enter in the market your mindset should be, I'm losing this position. If I win, it's nice. But the moment I put in the order, think about the loss. Don't think about the win, right? Because the win might be, oh yeah, I do 25 leverage, enter this position here. Oh man, my target, bam, 50K, nice. And then it goes against you. What do you then do, right? You didn't maybe took it into account. You might not have had a plan to cope with the loss. So what do? What's your plan? That would be my feedback, because I'm not a financial advisor. I got my plan, my strategy with very clear rules. What was your plan when you entered a trade here if you're in a loss, right? If you have a limit order here and it's a short position, then why do you have a limit order here? It must fit your strategy. It can be in your strategy, it can make complete sense that you want to short here in your particular trading strategy if it's a limit order. We should respect that. I'm not saying it's a good or a bad place to short. If you know, based on your statistics and your experience, that this entry based on confluences and whatever is a good entry for a short, that's perfect. If you make profit long term, that's fine, right? No one should say bad things about that. The main thing is, if you already entered here and you're now in a loss, it's bleeding, and you become fearful, or you're in a loss that's much bigger than you expected, then what was your plan, right? The problem is not the trade. The problem is the plan. Before you entered the trade, that's the problem. So that is what someone then has to work on. And now that you are emotional, for example, because I don't know, this is an assumption. If someone is in a short and is in very deep drawdown over here, there's two things. There's like this quote that I think is very nice. It's like, most people are hopeful when they're losing and fearful when they're winning. However, you should be hopeful when you're winning and fearful when you're losing. This comes from the book Best Loser Wins. You can also check out the dude on YouTube. He's called Tom Hougaard. Best Loser Wins is the book. He has like some YouTube videos as well. And what it means is, if you're in a big loss, that is when you got to be fearful and you got to make decisions, right? If you are bad at taking small losses, you will eventually take the mother of all losses. That's another quote that I got from him. So yeah, what do you do? Yeah, I could say, oh yeah, you got to close, but then you're going to be very angry if it does this and you end up in profit. I can say you should not close, but then it continues and you lose your account and you're going to be angry as well. So you know what I'm saying? I'm saying nothing. I'm just trying to teach a lesson of planning your trades in advance with very, very clear rules. Some people can cope with mental stop losses, which is fine. The risk with a mental stop loss is that your psychology changes when you're in a trade. And once the trade is on, you're not looking through a neutral lens anymore, especially when you're in drawdown. Things change and you might start to move your stop loss up and down based on what price does, and you're going to look at every tick of price, and when price goes down, in this case if you're in a short, you're going to be happy, and every tick it goes up, you're going to be more fearful, right? So for me, in order to cut all that crap, I have a solid invalidation of any trade that I enter. Okay, that's a very long answer. But anyway, Mark Dutch, afternoon legends. There he is, the legend himself. Mark Dutch, how are you doing? Good afternoon on this very sunny Dutch day, at least in Gouda. Michelle Kovach. It's possible to go straight down to 12K, not bounce to area 40K. I mean, everything is possible, but you know, there's no certainties in trading. But from a probability perspective, the probabilities are higher. We will first see at least the higher 30s to maybe 50s, right? Depending on that, kind of like depends on how far price would dip first. And then this is the macro bearish scenario, right, guys? We also have a macro bullish scenario where we won't go to 12K. But just to go into this scenario, the probabilities from an Elliott Wave point of view on the high time frame are higher to first see high 30s, 40s before seeing 12. Of course, on let's say the medium time frame, we first expect a drop still to like lower 20s or the lower half of the 20s, maybe even dip below the 20. Man, the panic, that would be great. For then a move to the upside. It's all probabilities, and of course probabilities will fluctuate as we get new information, but at the moment of recording, the highest probability from an Elliott Wave point of view is to still see more upside first before a potential of 12K in a macro bearish scenario, if we talk about that one. The Contrarian, welcome, good to see you. Lucas Otter, I only do limit orders because of Job Jim. And that's very good. That's very good, because if that fits your plan, your way of trading, it is perfect, right? That is what you want to look for. So everyone trades in a different way, and I've learned very early, we got to respect anyone's trading strategy, anyone's form of analysis. It might make sense to them, it might not make sense to others. It doesn't matter. Even in Discord, I sometimes see like a discussion between people where they're basically both correct, but they are just not accepting each other's way of analyzing the charts. And, you know, I just eventually remove all the messages and I say, guys, come on, right? We're adults here, right? Come on, you're trading the markets. Everyone has their own way of trading. So stick to your own shit, right? If you're not happy with someone else's way of trading, it doesn't matter as long as you both make money. So like, if you use limit orders and it matches your strategy, you do it based on areas of confluence or whatever you use, that is exactly the good thing to do, because it makes you profit, right? And that's in the end what we're all aiming to do in the market. So for me personally, with my trading strategy, I use market entries. Sometimes I'm thinking about entering limit, but then I want to enter limit right where price is so that it tags me in, and then the move starts. So it's like using limit orders for like a market entry, if you know what I mean, right? I don't use, let's say, limit orders far in advance because I first want to see what price does. But just like Lucas Otte and just like other people I also know, also in Discord, but also other traders I know, they also use limit orders very, very successfully, and it fits their way of trading, which is perfect. If you do your analysis in the early morning before going to your work and you found areas of interest, you just put those orders on the chart, you know, end of the day, you see what happened. And sometimes it's even better to not be at the chart when your position enters, because imagine over here, imagine here, right? You entered a position with a limit order while you were at work. And now you're in profit over here. Beautiful. But now imagine you're behind a chart, your limit order gets hit, and you see this over here. What do you do at that moment in time, right? Because you're not at your job now, you're at home. You see price moving down impulsively. You don't yet know what's going to happen. You haven't seen all of this. It just moves down impulsively, takes this low, almost takes out this low. Oh, damn. Oh, we go down. Ah, my stop loss is here. You know what? I'm just closing the trade because, you know, it's going to go down anyway, and yeah, whatever, I'll just close it. You know, this is where psychology comes in. So sometimes it's best to not know what's happening. You just enter with a limit, blah, 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 and then at the end of the day or the next morning, you check the charts and you see if it's going well or not. Of course, this is a extreme example where you then close the trade, but psychology is wrecking most traders, including myself sometimes. Ellie, can you please help? Should I close or hold the position? Well, I actually went into this question just now because no one knows. Whoa. I see a lot of... let me actually, guys, what am I doing? Let me just do this so that you actually know where I'm at, right? You can keep an eye. Let me go through it a little bit quicker here. Because look at how high my bar is. I'm explaining things so detailed. Okay. We go down. Nick, Mark Dutch, don't be too modest. You're the Elliott Wave wizard. Thanks, man. Brings a smile on my face, clearly. But you know, everyone... I'm not the best. I'm not the worst. I'm pretty sure there might be people that are better. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they're on YouTube or they're trading private or whatever it is. And other people are worse, you know. There's always people above and below. Jacob, Palawan, Philippines. Love from Sri Lanka. Holy moly, Sri Lanka. Lebanon. Hi, Dutch trader. What's up, my view? Dr. Koenz, what's up, my view? How you doing? What do you think about a running flag from 69K to 31K? There's no Elliott Wave scenario that, like, there's no flag in Elliott Waves. So you're either meaning a running triangle, a running flat. Oh, wait, that's probably what you mean, a running flat. A running flat is a very, very rare Elliott Wave structure, right? Where then wave C does not take the low of wave A. That's extremely rare. And just like expanding structures, like an expanding diagonal and an expanding triangle, a running flat will never have a high probability unless any other scenario does not make sense. That's when we start thinking about, hey, maybe a running flat. But a running flat is never a preferred scenario initially, just like an expanding triangle or an expanding diagonal structure. Those are never ever scenarios that you should prioritize immediately. It's only when all the other stuff fails and doesn't make any sense anymore, that's when we can start thinking about potentially the running scenarios. So in this case, look, the 8 to 12K area for the macro bearish scenario for me is interesting, but I am looking then at a either a 535 zigzag ABC or a WXY. Doesn't really matter what the count is because the resistance and support areas are the same on the macro time frame. Resistance is at 3940K to 50K. Support is between 11 and 8K. 69 to 15 first leg, correction to 31 to complete. A running flag. A running, wait, this is different. A running flat. A running flat. So your correction to 31K is a running flag, a running flat. I promised I was going to go through the comments quicker, but to 15K, this is your first wave. This is your second wave, finished as a running. Well, it's not a flat, because for a flat, price has to dip below 15K or at least retrace to the 0.9, and then an A, B, and then a wave C, where C does not take the high of A. So this is not relevant at the moment. So there's no running structures over here at the moment that I am looking for personally. I am looking at this as an impulsive structure, currently in a corrective wave, sideways, as you can see, a very, very sideways structure, for eventually at least one more continuation and then an ABC or a 1, 2, 3, and then we get higher prices. They're not trader, but maybe they're not. You just don't want to share right away. Damn, now of course, because I'm lagging behind, I don't know what you wrote about. Dutch trader, maybe you can clarify it. I'm coming back to it. I'm increasing pace. Hey bro from Lebanon, welcome man. Good to see you. Gabriel Chalaru, what's up? How you doing? A message retraced, no idea why. A short, but maybe they are not. You just want to share right away. A short. Oh wait, that was the position she's in, so she's in a short. I have a short position. What I can do, bleeding. I leverage my position. Can someone help? I basically went all of. I already went into this, so that's my advice as I just gave you earlier. Gabriel, 26.6K in ABC and then 24K. Yeah, that's definitely an interesting scenario locally, right? Which basically is this. Like move up, move down, move up, and then down. But I'm interested in the reaction here. You know, that's my area of interest. Liquidation is 27,140. Yeah. To Mod Alisi and Eli, please speak English or somehow go into a private chat, because we're an English chat here and this is not relevant to anyone here. So please keep it English in the chat, or if not, I have to just push the timeout button. But I'm pretty sure you guys understand. Love from Sri Lanka. That's nice. QZ World, how are you doing, man? Good to see you around once more. How are you doing? I'm doing very well, thanks. I think it's on KG theory, working, making E and then down. Yeah, potentially. But that's like for an E, I would like to see this high being broken. Of course, this could already, as mentioned earlier, this could be the low of D, and then you'll be working on a wave E zigzag, right? But we do have a double top here. So I mean, I would like the double top to be hit. What is the best stop loss for now? That is based on your strategy. Of course, I already went over what I would do. No one can advise if you should close or not. In the end, it's I already went into this now. So the best stop loss would have probably for you been somewhere here, but you didn't have a stop loss in your plan. So the problem is the plan before the entry. So yeah, it was a very bad decision when I enter, very rushed. So the question, look, personally, okay, here's my advice. What I would do, there's no financial advice, but if any position feels really, really bad and your mindset is all over the place, close it, learn your lesson, take your loss, grab it, like take responsibility for your mistake and go on to the next one. Even if it goes back down and you'll be in profit, you made a terrible mistake. Learn from it, go to the next one. No financial advice. But, the mistake was already, of course, happened before entry. So, but if it's really, really bad on your mindset and you're very emotional, you can't sleep, the market will be there tomorrow. Sometimes you got to take a big hit to learn a lesson. But of course, price can also do this and then you'll end up in profit. Who knows? The problem is you still made a bad decision. So then you're going to profit from a very big mistake. Sometimes it's best to get a big mistake. Epic Entertainment. Oh wait, sorry mate, I missed your message here. Love you, bro. You're cute. Thank you. That's some nice comments here on the trading channel. Love from India. Thank you, Epic Entertainment. I mean, I appreciate the kind words. You're very cute as well with the Bitcoin logo, right? That's what we want to see. Logo, I should say. Logo is Dutch. Gabriel, for me, oh yeah, that's what we already. Can you please BTC USDT scenario in Discord? I can check after going through the chat and my trading psychology part that I want to talk about. But you can always tag me in Discord. Modalassi. Love you. Thanks, mate. I understand you guys are talking another language, but make sure to talk to one another in Discord with other language. Let me know your thoughts. I will. If, first let's go through the chat. It's clear. Thanks. Pleasure, mate. And thanks for sharing your ideas. C-Wave to 27.1. Well, first it has to pass the resistance we have coming up, right? The 26.5K, 6K area is resistance 1. We got to observe the reaction here. And if it can pass this area, then the double top here is interesting. And after the double top, well, 27.12K is indeed an interesting target. Yeah, I thought so, running flat. A stop loss number. I can't help with the stop loss number. Yeah, the stop loss should have been down here already. I just mentioned again for the second time my thoughts, besides going into making a plan and a stop loss and stuff earlier. I just mentioned what I would do in a big losing position. But that's me. Everyone is different. Did we saw a Bugatti on the background of your computer? No, you saw a Lamborghini on the background of my computer. Very, very nice brown color Lamborghini. It's nice, eh? Sexy. Look, I'm not like one of the crypto dudes that maybe once they started in crypto, they were like Lamborghini is my thing. But since I've been a very, very young kid, I've first of all been a fan of racing. And secondly, a big, big fan of Lamborghini. I also used to be a professional gamer, for the ones that don't know, in a racing game called Trackmania. You can look for my name, Koenz. If you look just Koenz Trading, but then Koenz, the first part, and you do Koenz Trackmania online, you'll find a lot. You'll find lots of things. So racing has always been in my blood, and Lamborghini has always been like it's been like the brand that I'm most fascinated about. I love the Lamborghini cars. So good eyes though. Jacob, the volume pushing up looks good so far. It's a proper move at the moment. So I'm curious to see how it moves up. This retracement here, right? This pivot was on a 0.382 Fibonacci taken from this low to this high, which is more like a B-wave pivot. It's still a target for a wave 2, a little less common, but in a bullish environment, the 382 for a wave 2 is definitely a possibility. And price is pushing up quite nicely at the moment. That's correct. So, I mean, so far the plan we had since yesterday morning has been playing out. The question is now, what happens here, right? Do we get a reversal or not? We at least move towards this area of interest in quite a straight line. So I'm interested to see the reaction, if we get any reaction, of course. Yeah, of course, I understand you're trying to help Elliott Alassi, and that's what I respect you for. I think it's very kind you're trying to help Ellie out. But regarding the chat here, of course, with all the people involved and the English speaker, it would be best if you exchange, for example, your Discord tags or talk in private on Discord or Telegram, just to keep the chat clean for all the other viewers here. 62 of us at the moment, I see. Yeah, the double top. Seems like everyone looking at 26.5. Yeah, that's like, I'm happy if it continues pushing up, no problem. But this is this is of course also what you see in the videos is I have my areas of interest, right? And I often say, like, also with this plan for price moving down, I mentioned when we were ranging here, like, hey, if it moves down, we want to see proof of support, right? We want to see some signs that price can push to the upside. And on the CVD, if you use CVD, I mean, you know, we had bearish CVDs all the time, but once over here, we put a low in and we moved towards the upside. That's when we saw some bullish CVDs coming as well. Also here. So that's when things started to become interesting. Bullish on blue, bullish on yellow, for indeed a push to the upside. I really enjoy CVD in general, as you guys know, if you've been a regular viewer here. Make sure to check out the video on my homepage, by the way, which is about CVD, like everything you have to know and how to trade CVD as well. So it's on my homepage, the home screen. Or you can go in the look for the videos and search for beginner or search for CVD and you'll find the video. Would taking the double top signal the end of the downtrend? No. Because the downtrend is from, of course, 31K to 26 and only taking this little double top is not relevant for the bigger picture. So if you really want to maybe change, like if you take this high, right, that's when we're going to be looking for 29K. And then by that time, we have to wait and see how it gets there to observe potential scenarios. But currently, the highest probability is still taking the double bottom. Bybit already took this one, increasing probabilities. Other charts will follow. And also, when we count this structure, the highest probability from just counting this structure here is still downside. So only if, you know, if we take this high, that would be a step one, but I'm still not convinced. It will really depend on how we get there, what the volume does. And, you know, that also means this has to be the low, but I already, in the beginning of this video, mentioned that if this is the low of your 5-wave structure, it's a very awkward wave 5, right? Does not really make too much sense. This is a nice impulse, but then you get this. And if this is the low of your 5, it means this has to be your impulse in somehow a 1, 2, 3, very big 4, 5, 10 times bigger than wave 2. It just doesn't look great. It looks better as a 3-wave structure or ABC. But in a triangle scenario, which is this one, we're looking at this scenario as an ABC. So this is the triangle scenario, and we'll see what happens. Oh, we're almost there. Getting there. For everyone that's just joining, at the beginning of the stream, I did the analysis bit. So make sure to check that one out if you're looking for the analysis part. Raymond, there he is again. Greets from Zuid-Holland. Yeah, that's where I live as well. Nice little pump, indeed. Look at the reaction at the target box. Yep, you're absolutely correct, mate. 26.5K. We just reached the weekly level. I think the daily naked point of control in this target box is most interesting, but the push at the moment is quite strong. No? It looks quite good. So it looks more 3-wave-ish than wave C-ish, which would support continuation. And if we do get continuation, then I'm happy to say in the triangle D is in and we're looking for an E. We are now also at the 1.618, still a target for a wave C. Minimum target for a wave 3, of course. It doesn't really look like it's slowing down, huh? Does it? So that's nice. That's nice. We just continue pushing. We even got local bullish CVD. Look, this is why it's so interesting on the lower time frames. So you have a red candle here, but you can see CVD moves down on yellow. Higher low on the candles, lower low on yellow. So there's even against resistance here, some bullish CVD divergence just before you hit the weekly. But yeah, we have to observe what happens. We officially really touch the weekly now. I think the most interesting level here though is the daily naked point of control at 26.6k over here. That would be my, I suppose, out of the 3 levels, that's my like favorite. But yeah, let's see. We now at least hit the area. Oh man, this has been brilliant so far. Just imagine we get a move down, but you know, as it stands now, we're pushing on high volume. We continue bullish CV divergences even here. So, you know, probability wise, we really have to see the reaction here. But so far, it's quite a push. Some volume coming in as well. So doesn't look too wave C-ish. 1 very shallow 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Let's see. We're taking, oh, I've already answered. Best stop loss, the one that doesn't get triggered. Yeah, if it was only that easy, right? You know, like, oh wait, we're gonna go into the trading psychology part in a bit now. Okay, let's quickly. Wow, you guys are active today, eh? Or I'm slow. Love from Sri Lanka, Ranga Guruj. Ranga Guruj, thanks. Welcome. Many people from Sri Lanka here, hey? Holy moly. Sometimes you can close half the position and add to short if you see divergence. Yeah, that's what you can also do indeed. You can just close a portion and see how price evolves to maybe put it back in or not. You're right, sometimes you learn much more from a loss. Absolutely, what Christian says. You know, when people are correct, when everything goes easy and they're right, people learn fewer lessons than being wrong. How old are you? I just turned 31 3 days ago on the 24th of September. So, bungalow. Darpan, there he is. Izzy, does the current price action look more like a C wave for the move down afterwards? If it's an impulse, then we would only expect a retrace and back up. Yes, you are correct. So for a wave C, you want to see a reversal, because if we're talking about a 3-wave structure or a bigger ABC to the downside here, you don't want to see this high taken. So that's the invalidation for the more bearish scenario. And in the bullish scenario, you want to see continuation. So indeed, ABC, that's your bearish version. 1, 2, 3 is your bullish version, right? Now the thing with this pump at the moment is this looks like a wave 1 as well, 2, 3. I would actually still like to see a wave 4 and then a 5. So we already went quite high now to get a 4 and a 5. So it really has to start ranging for a bit of a period, because over here, see how many candles wave 2 got. So we really want to see a bit of a range and then get a spike for a 5th and then a move down. So this is what to look for, in my opinion, that over here, this is a first like 1, 2, right? Just like here, 1, 2, 3. I mean, if this is an impulse, it's then a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, really. If you look at this being an ABC, you can also look at it as a WXY, where this is a 3-wave structure and then an ABC wave to the upside. Because over here, an impulse, it's just not a nice impulse, right? Either wave 3 is short. If your high here is, if this is your 5, wave 3 is shortest, depending on the pivot you take, but the most likely pivot, wave 3 is shortest. And if this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, wave 4 went to the golden pocket. That's not cool. But if this continues pushing, then this is indeed an A, B, C, or a 1, 2, 3. And it very much looks like it wants to continue to the upside here. So, you know, Elliott waves, it's not perfect, but it can give you a very good idea of what price does. And to be honest, we had actually a very good idea. Even if we continue pushing to the upside here, I'm very happy about how this all played out. Because in the end, we never know what will happen with price. We can only play probabilities, right? And that's what we're doing live on stream now as well for a bit, right? We went down, we went up, probabilities here were higher for upside. Very nice, we got upside, no? And now we have to wait and see what happens here for the probabilities of a move down. But yeah, look at this. Last candle has the most volume now as well on the 15 minutes. So looks like, it wants to continue. Do more face video when wait, I remember. Epic Entertainment, you're the one that also writes in the comments after a live stream. You gotta, or during a live stream, you gotta do the videos with webcam. It will increase your viewers. I appreciate the compliment, but I prefer people looking at the chart instead of my face in the corner, really. You are long the 28.5. Wait. I am longing to 28.5. Ismael, welcome, man. There he is. 28.5. That's an interesting target. Where's 28.5? That's here at this little range over here. Well, we might get a reaction over here. But if we go that high, I would prefer to look for higher even. Can you do stock analysis? Well, I mean, if people vote for that in the YouTube Gold membership, that's where I really spend time also analyzing other coins, stocks, commodities, whatever it is. We did DXY last Monday. So once a week, I really analyze another chart that people vote for. But you know, in my daily life and everything I do, I don't really have time to look at other charts because it does take a lot of time to do an Elliott Wave count, a proper one, right? So over here, you know, probabilities at the moment, right, as mentioned, are higher to continue for now because, you know, we don't see a range, volume is increasing, the CVD divergences I mentioned over here as well. So let's see how that goes. We really want to first see a range if you're going to be bearish, right? You want to see a range and then a spike for 5 and then down. But he's cute. Hope he doesn't taste like the Gouda. Guys, I got to make this stream 18 plus if you continue like this. Is that your dream car? Yes. If I not only if I... No, I don't go into that. Yes, it's it is indeed like Lamborghini has always been my dream car, my dream brand. So SUV wise, the Urus, not necessarily the standard Urus. I like a bit of a body kit to make it a bit more like aggressive, I suppose, because it's quite round in certain areas. But yeah, I like the Aventador, the Evo. Great cars. Koenigsegg. The Koenigegg. Yeah. Koen is egg. It's a Lamborghini. Bearish CVD yellow line. Only look at the CVD divergences on the right side of a new high or a new low. Because you're now looking, yeah. So you're looking with this high, right? Lower high on price, higher high on the CVD. But as I mentioned in many videos, try when you use CVD, by like preferably use it on the right side of a new high or a new low, meaning the most recent either high or low is this pivot. So you want to use CVD from the right side of this low over here. And then if we look locally on the 5 minute or the 3 minute, you can see it's still pushing up with bullish CVD divergences. So don't fall for the bearish CVD that you see here, right? Keep an eye on what's happening locally on the right side of a new high or a new low. We have now also hit the daily over here, so that is interesting. Bit of a rejection. We'll add you on Trackmania. There he goes. Well, my Steam friends list is completely full, gotta say. But yeah, feel free to shoot me a message on Discord or something. We can play sometime. I love playing Trackmania. I rarely do it at the moment because, you know, I do all my work stuff and YouTube. I rarely even watch streams. Don't even have time to watch streams. But, you know, occasionally I still very much enjoy playing Trackmania, doing some, you know, cup of the days. I won. After I won a cup of the day, Like I quit Trackmania professionally in 2018, and in 2020, Trackmania, the new Trackmania came out. And then 1 year later, I was like, you know what? In like end of 2020, early 2021, I was like, let me buy the game. And then I bought the newest Trackmania, and I was like, okay, let's try and win a cup of the day. And then I won a cup of the day, and I was like, okay, there we go. I'm done now. So I just like each time I play Cup of the Day, I still get into Division 1, play with the pros, which of course like they're friends, or I know them very well because of our careers. We now also hit the daily naked point of control, but just look at how price approaches this level, right? There's no sign at the moment of a reversal. So as mentioned, highest probability is continuation. And there we go. We just push through. Fly. Let's see if we let's put the double top on the chart as well. Key. So let's remove also the weekly, the daily. I keep the daily naked point of control on the chart, at least till the candle is finished, or till we take the double top. I want to have here, and then I'll basically be looking for 27. This is, of course, now it starts to be interesting for also the triangle scenario. Because if it continues pushing, then we can say D might be in here. And we could be looking for an E. But an E, of course, has to be a zigzag. So the thing is, either it's like an ABC, or 1, 2, 3, and then you'd be looking for a 4 or 5 rejection and another move, and then a bigger ABC. So let's wait. Give it some time. Elliott Waves is very, very much about patience as well. Yes, I do update the charts and you guys 3 times a day, but you will notice that sometimes there's overlap between the videos, or it's quite similar. I always try to, even if nothing really happened, I still try to provide you with some new information, some new insights or other time frames to keep at least you guys informed, right, about the picture. But it's a patience game, Elliott Waves. You have to wait and see how the waves are forming, right? So and then you see this happening. And just now, when price hit the area, we kept an eye on what is going on here, assessed the probabilities, assessed what we wanted to see in an Elliott Wave structure. But so far, we do not see it, meaning probabilities were increasing for price to move up. And that means that this was an idea moving down. That happened. Moving up at the target box, which is now white here, right? Happened as well. And then we assess how we move to the upside. And then we change our probabilities based on what we see. So it's a very, very much a patience game. And that's why I wanted to go live as well, because I saw this push. I was in a meeting. I was like, I gotta, get off this meeting. I gotta open YouTube. I want to go live because I was pretty sure once we started pushing here, we were going for the blue box at least. So I wanted to observe the reaction with you guys here on stream. Pump it. It's a pump for ons. Yeah, in the bigger picture, it's of course still a small pump. Depends on your position size as well, of course, depending on how you trade it, if it's small or big. What's your full-time job? Is it trading? It could be, but if we talk about a job, right? So trading can be very boring. Don't be misunderstood by trading as a full-timer, for example. It can be a very, very boring life if you only do trading. Depends on your strategy. For the scalpers, you might be like in a trade every like 10 times a day, but my strategy is about 8 to 20 trades in a month, which fits my lifestyle because I don't want to be behind the charts all the time. I want to do other stuff. I want to do, you know, other businesses. I'm also I'm a global keynote speaker. So I speak at global conferences, big events around the world, which means that, you know, that's why sometimes I'm in other countries. London, South Africa, gave a little presentation there, America, Croatia, other places. I've been Asia. I've been a couple of times in Asia. Beautiful as well. Most of the times if I do global gigs, it's America. That's like, and Europe. So, but yeah, that's my, I suppose, job, which is still my own company. And my specialty is the gaming and the esports industry. So if you look for my name online, you'll find, you know, all the information. Anyway, if you want, this is my global Chartwell Speakers. Rayleigh, he's my agent. So, you know, look who's that, everyone. Koenz, the latest brand. Koenigsegg cars are actually quite impressive, eh? They're quite impressive. I have my doubts as well if we go much higher. I mean, I didn't really have doubts. It's about, of course, the reaction and what we saw more locally. You know, that's also why I wanted to go live. I mean, some people might be in a big loss, others might be in a big win, and it might help them and their plan if I talk about what I see locally and how I then approach my, you know, how I talk about what I see. And it's not that I don't want any, you know, it's never any advice. If we do that, boop, you know, also possibility. But based on what we saw and currently still see, the double top is very, very close. We now basically have a triple top if you count this one in as well. So let's see what happens here. If it's going to close below the daily. Actually, we already went so far above the daily that probabilities are so high that we're going to at least take the triple top. Probabilities, of course, increase. This is a 1, 2, 3 now, which means it could be, but that would be the most bullish scenario, like a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Can it still be an ABC? Yes, but then wave C is very extended and the double top should kind of be the max target. You don't really want to see it all the way up, going up here really. Maximum target for a C is usually the 1.618. Let's take that one now. So if we think about an ABC, then the most common target for C is here, blue box area, which we kind of are right now, I suppose, or just above. The 1.618 is also a target for a C, which is right on top of basically the double top here and the beginning of an inefficiency, a gap that we have. But if we go above here, then I'm not looking really at this anymore as an ABC, really. Like, yes, there are the exceptions where a wave C can go to the 2.618 as well. I can show you an example where it even went to the 3.618 and it was a wave C. I'll show you in a second. So the 2.618 is at 27.2K, very interesting area as well. So these are just the levels, right? It's level to level, level to level. So this was an area of support. If it didn't hold, area of support, area of resistance, blue box, double top, well, the gap, I suppose, beginning of the inefficiency, and then up here. And the wave C that I just spoke about that went to the 3.618, that one was here. However, this was an expanding flat, so it's a little bit different. So we had an A, B, C. B going below the low of A. C was a 3.618, just above the 3.618 trend-based fib extension. Very, very, very long. Don't see that very often. Ken Short 26.7, you can do anything you would like. Christian, volume rather going down on the 15 minutes. Yeah. on the 50-minute. Oh wait, maybe I'm behind on what you guys are writing, because of course it's increasing at the moment. Minimum target for a wave D. The most common target is between the golden pocket and the 786, but D does not have a minimum or a maximum target. It's just about most common. So I suppose if you go through the probabilities between the 05 and the 786 is like, you know, always an interesting area. But the golden pocket 786 is most common. QZ, if it reverses back from the target box after taking the double top, what do you think? Well, then, first of all, now that the target box has been passed, what I tend to do, what you see here, here it was support, but if it's passed, yes, it can do this, but it can now act as support. So you want to see the target box being confidently broken before I would be looking for a move down. But that is, of course, local price action. If price continues, then I'm just going to remove this box because it becomes irrelevant. But if it rejects here and we go down, then now this could be an area of support, right? So I like to keep it on my chart. Look at the dollar. Probably the dollar is going down, seeing Bitcoin is going up. Volume is slowing down a bit though. What is it is currently almost 2 p.m. Look at DXY. Can you give me 1 Bitcoin? No. Vijay from Sri Lanka. War relaxation. Why is everyone here from Sri Lanka? What's happening in your country? What's happening? Where are you guys from? Where is it even? Sri Lanka. Where are we talking about? Like, it's evening, of course, probably. It must be evening for all of you. There's so many people from Sri Lanka here. Yeah. Yo, type 1 in the chat if you're from... No. I wanted to say that, but I bet there's some funny people here. Anyway, type 1 in the chat if you're from Sri Lanka. Now I'm curious as well. I see so many people being from Sri Lanka here. Koen, where's that trend line you were talking about yesterday? I liked your fake out strategy. It's a bit higher. It's now at about 27.2. So, psychology scenario 1. Here it is. It's just below, I suppose. So it's currently just above price at 27K. So this is the trend line area. The fake out strategy, indeed. It's very interesting strategy, absolutely. Yeah, from Sri Lanka. Koenz, where can I find the live chart you are... Oh, wait. In the description. In the description below my video, you will see I have a... I don't even know how I've written it, but you can see my live, something with live Bitcoin chart or something. And whenever I have this turned on and it's on sharing, then you can see exactly everything I do on the chart. So anything I change, anything I add, remove, if I'm working on new scenarios, you will just be able to see it. There's no paywall and that kind of stuff, or those things. I see at some others. You have to pay to see the live chart. That's ridiculous. Man Izudin, I'm out, bro. Waiting for 28.8K again, or break down to 24.5 to my next trade. Well, good job on the trade anyway, one man. That's great. Go. Wish you the best, eh? Thanks for being here. Luca, what's up? Hi from Serbia. What's up? No, sometimes it's boring to watch the chart. It's a request. Nope. I don't gift anything. Any chance to discuss Sol? I don't really go over other charts and do other Elliott Wave analysis. It takes a lot of time. There she blows. Nice pump. Didn't like 26.5. This is exactly how the ripple effect triggers shorts. Absolutely. What's up, Liquid Mafia? You're absolutely right. Now all the shorts are being stopped here. Value area high hit from the range. That's also true because it was just above the daily naked point of control. It's not really a level I'm looking for because it was in between like the target box and like the double top, but it is this level that you're talking about. Wait, is it this one? No, it's not volume profile 1. Local, this one. It's always annoying that you have to go back and then it works. There we go. So that is the value area high that Dow is talking about. Breaking news. It approves Bitcoin. Okay. I always know my priorities. Thank you, Epic Entertainment, man. Appreciate, bro. You are a very good guy. Highly appreciate. Thanks. Yeah, well, thanks for being here, of course. Thanks for being here. We just, observe the reaction and go over what we see and assess the probabilities, no? And it's been brilliant, of course. Like, look, it moved down, perfect, moved up, and then we observed the reaction. We didn't get the move down. But that's why we have to be patient with Elliott waves. This was an initial idea, going down, going up. Now, that was very nice indeed, going down, going up. And then we have to wait and see how price moves up. And then we observe the reaction, which we did on the stream here. That's why I went live as well. To show you kind of like, at least, I mean, it's not that it wasn't too difficult. You know, we saw the bullish divergences, we saw the volume, we saw the different things here. And yeah. The next resistance area is 26.742 for the double top over here. Which is the liquidity resting above these highs. Looking at how price is going, look, if this is the high of a 3, it could be a 4 support and then continue up for a potential 5, reaching the higher box. So I don't think that this level is currently the end and we go down again as it stands. But yeah, let's again observe the reaction, right? Observe the reaction. DXY is going up as well. Okay. Let's have a look here. Ooh, that one. Everything going up on the DXY. Yeah, that's interesting. As expected, really. Just in general, Elliott Wave terms, looking for a move up. So, but it's interesting, of course, if DXY moves up. And Bitcoin moves up as well. It shows the strength Bitcoin has. Because it pushes like against the dollar. No? Sweden, Sri Lanka, Hindi, Sri Lanka, Timo Romein, Netherlands. Welcome, Timo. How you doing? Although we all gun you a vacation, we're glad you're back. Thanks, Dow. I appreciate it. Hey, I'm not sure if we took the high. Did we take the high now? The double top? I honestly, I think we just pushed through this level. Like, why? I mean, why would it stop? More bullish CVD divergence. Yeah, little one here. More bullish CVD divergences here as well. High low price, lower low on blue. It just, just keeps going. So I don't expect too much of resistance. But if there is, I would like, then I'd be looking for something like this. Backtesting this would be nice though. I mean, don't mind just going, but yeah. Oh, there we go. We just wicked the high. Everyone on the train. Bitcoin actually trying to break the diagonal trend line as we speak. Yeah, I got it over here. That's the diagonal trend line. I would love a fake out of that trend line, to be honest. Can you call this impulsive? Yes. Going down on the New York market open. DXY is an artificial bull. Yeah, the fish. The fish. What's up? The fish. I love fishing, man. Lekker, man. Lekker man, gewoon Nederlands kunnen praten. Een Nederlands streampie. Matchy HK, hello from the UK. I always enjoy the UK. I've been there so often. I love the UK. Welcome. Good to see you. Why are you sad? Are you in a short? I am not sad. Absolutely not. Did I say I was sad? Let me tell you, if I was in a short and I saw this, I wasn't live here, guys. I was managing my shit, right? So no, I'm definitely not in a short. But wait, or weren't you talking about me? Because yeah, we know Ellie is in a short. We spoke about it. That's not. We don't do that. we can't laugh, of course, for someone losing, right? It's never fun. We've been in that position, right? We don't want to hear people laughing if we are losing. No. Of course, I still respect your epic entertainment, right? Don't worry. But I think from an emotional standpoint, it's already very tough if you're in a very big losing position. Price is moving towards your liquidation level, and you want to be comforted, or at least, and that's what we've done earlier, of course, when I spoke about the losing position to Ellie as well, and how I would go about different things regarding that position. It's better to talk about it and offer some support in some way or the other, because we've all been there. We've all been at a big losing position or a mistake. And if people laugh or stuff, it only makes things worse, It's not valuable. So let's see what happens. I mean, it's almost 2 p.m. So in 8 minutes, I'm actually planning to do other stuff again. I still have to make a presentation as well, as I have to speak tomorrow. I had to give a keynote speech yesterday. I have to give a keynote speech tomorrow. So still have to change some things in that presentation. And then next week on the 3rd, 4th, and 5th, I have 3 keynote speeches. Then on Tuesday the 10th, then the 26th of October, 28, 29. November is going to be crazy. Got a keynote on 7, 8, 10, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and the 18th of November. Like all those red bars there. It's just a whole week, 5 in a row. Gotta love it, no? We love you, bro. I love cause the way you said you wouldn't. Oh, no, okay. I get it. I didn't know if it was aimed to Ellie or myself, of course. Ranga, thank you, mate. Appreciate your kind words. Hoi, what is your primary picture if this is going to be a 5-wave move to the upside? Interesting question, no? So I have 2 options. Wait, let me remove the volume profile. It's annoying here. So first of all, a 5-wave impulsive structure can still be a zigzag, right? That's the bearish scenario, where you get a 5-wave move up, 3-wave move down, 5-wave move up, and eventually you move to the downside, right? That's, of course, the bearish picture. Wait, let me remove this, which, the triangle is one of the scenarios. The invalidation is taking the high of C. But even if a triangle is invalidated, a WXY is still on the card as a complex sideways structure, right? So that is something we also still have to take into account. So that is still very, very interesting. So we still have, because the probabilities still for downside, and I can imagine also, right? Like we have a pump, people start like, they go to YouTube and they go to Google to see what's up. Don't let the emotions play, okay? Like, don't be bearish, don't be bullish. Trade the chart, right? We have probabilities, we have expectations based on probabilities, and we trade based on probabilities, but our emotions should be as neutral as possible, right? And probabilities, and that's why, like, I'm not emotionally involved anymore. Probabilities from an Elliott Wave point of view, I remove all the TA. No, I don't even need Elliott Wave point of view. We have a double bottom here. This low got taken on Bybit with this candle to 23.6K. Now, based on statistics I recorded in the past, there's a very high probability that this low gets taken on other charts as well. So currently, it's the highest probability. And also from an Elliott Wave point of view, as mentioned earlier in this stream, if this is a 5-wave move down and potentially then an ABC, this should be the end of your 5, right? And then a 1, 2, 3, 4 wave 5. Now this wave 5 over here is a bit awkward on the low time frame, because you can count a nice impulse here, but then this is the low of 5, which can't happen, right? If you look for a very bullish structure. because we have this range, we have a dip down, it looks ABC-ish or it looks 3-wave-ish, which is for a triangle important. More locally, if this becomes a 5-wave structure, then of course we have two options. Either it's part of a zigzag triangle or we're going to be looking for higher prices. Now, and if we look for higher prices, then I have to observe zigzag impulse. The most bullish scenario is that this, of course, is a wave 1, wave 2, and you're going to go up for a wave 3, right? That's by far the most bullish scenario, which means this is your end of 5, which means that somehow this is a wave 5 impulsive structure, right? Now you can see the 5 waves here, by the way, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But then this is your low of 5. And then this is a wave 1. So that is basically, of course, the very bullish scenario. We have the triangle where we're looking for a zigzag, a 3-wave structure. Invalidation is price going above this high. We don't want to see that, right? So that is 27.5K. If it continues pushing, and if it continues pushing over here, then you still have the opportunity of this being a W, this being X, and then you still have a Y to the upside as well. But if we take this high as well, then I'd be looking for 29K. So we just take it level by level. So those are the thoughts about, like, you know, a push to the upside. Yes, it's a bit of a push here, but in the bigger perspective of things, it's of course not a big move so far. So we want to see that continue, right? 27.2, pullback 26.8, then continuation 28.9. Yeah, that's a possibility. I'd probably be looking for like 29K. Only in live streams I'll have my my face cam on. 26.8, let's go. Yep, we hit it. There we go. So we now hit the inefficiency. Of course, we keep pushing still on quite high volume as well. In hindsight, Timo, everything is easier in hindsight, right? We never know. But the signs were there for continuation locally, though. 26,500 short here. I wish you good luck. In general, that's not sarcastic at all. It's just, you know, when you enter a trade based on your plan and strategy, and it matches your plan, entry requirements and everything, you should just trade it. And all we can do is wish someone the best, and hopefully they end in profit. Epic Entertainment. Is it possible that correction is over and now we are in a wave 1? Well, then it would be the beginning of a wave 3, preferably. So 1, 2, 3. Would you consider making a macro analysis video once a week? I already do, every Sunday, 7 p.m. You can check the playlist on my YouTube channel, which is called Macro and High Time Frame Analysis. We don't use Turkey. We officially changed it to Turkey. Yeah, Turkey. Interesting change. My trading group is telling me market makers wants to go to 26.9K. Yeah, we're almost there really. But 26.9K, I'd probably still be looking for higher though. I wonder if the rest of the world is aware of that. Yeah, Turkey. Is Diamond Discord still in the works? Yes, still in the works. Do you have any signal channel? No. I mean, so I will never launch a signal channel because signals are not about teaching. And I think that a signal channel does not bring any value to people. If I open something, then it will be, yes, I can share my strategy. I could share the setups of my strategy. But so I call them setups, not signals. But it's about education. So teaching people the way I trade so they understand why it is a setup that is interesting according to the plan, the entry requirements, the context, everything that I use with all the different things, right? And I also focus on helping people to create their own strategy. because some people might be able to trade my strategy, some people may not. Some people can trade ICT very well, and some people cannot trade it because it just doesn't work for them, right? It doesn't click, it doesn't match their personality, it doesn't match their time frame, their psychology, their job, their whatever it is. But then it's also about trying to help people develop their own strategy, which will be a focus in Diamond for the Diamond membership. Nick, from high to low time frame, wave 2 up. From high to low time frame, we have a wave 2 up, wave C, wave 3. Damn, I need a picture for that one. Wave 2 up. Let me go to the high time frame. The question is, what's your high time frame? Is it daily? Wave 2 up. Oh, wait. So then you're counting this as like 1, 2. Okay, I think I get that one. 1, 2. Currently in a C. C. For then this being a wave 3. That's, I think, what you're looking for, right? So you then have this as in like A or a wave 1. This is your wave 2. And then in wave 2, you're looking for an ABC. And currently in wave C, you're inside a wave 3. I think I got you there, right? Yeah, that's definitely a possibility. Definitely a possibility, which also actually is a nice addition to the question of, who was it? Who was the question that said, if this is an impulse, then what's next? Damn, I can't. Where was it? Who was that guy? Oh, here. Logue. Welcome, by the way, Logue. But yeah, that's indeed also a scenario. This is your high. And then on the high time frame, that would be this scenario. A or 1 finished. And then you'll be looking for an ABC or a 1, 2, 3. But that's very bearish, right? So I'm still looking for... So on the high time frame, I'm still looking for new highs before new lows. That's the macro bearish. In the bullish scenario, you're looking for new highs and, of course, continuation to new all-time highs. But in both macro bearish and macro bullish, I'm personally still looking for at least this high to be taken. And then the first, second, third. This is my first scenario where A01 is over here. The other scenario is A01 is here and we're in a 3-waver, right? But both result in the same direction, basically. Okay, it's past 2 though. Well, yeah, as expected, price continues to push here. Pum, pum, pum. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, Ismail, that would be amazing, eh? Continuation of the market, but I'm still like that double bottom at 24.7k and Bybit hitting that level as well. It doesn't feel nice to me. It's actually bearish, yes, correct. Does this mean a correction over? No. No. And I would recommend also, of course, in general, like, look, we get a bit of a push, and this is what I mentioned just now, right, as well, where it's funny where, and I can see it in the YouTube statistics, the moment something happens, the viewership numbers go up. Because there's emotion involved as well, and people want to know, hey, what might be next, right? So yeah, we have a bit of a pump, we move to the upside, but we cannot talk about new highs or all-time highs. We take it level by level. There's still scenarios to the bearish side. There's of course scenarios to the bullish side, and we take it level by level. We are now here at 26.8k, nowhere close to 31k. So let's see how price evolves and take it from there, right? Step by step, slow pace, and potentially the correction over. But no one knows, right? No one knows if it's over. People that might say on YouTube, oh, it's over, we go to like new all-time highs. That's just like, they want to get the clicks, right? That's the clickbait shit. Usually those are the moon boys that in the end wreck their followers so hard so that they try to get as many people trading, grab all the commissions, wrecking them hard with all their predictions about it goes to 1 million. Invest all your money right now, 100x, bam, commissions into their pocket. yeah, all that shit, right? But over here we are neutral about bullish or bearish. We don't care if price goes up and we don't care if price goes down. What we care about is volatility that we can trade. So have a solid plan, strategy, entry requirements, trade the highest probability moves according to your personal plan, and then take it from there. Maybe over here the low is in, we go up, and maybe it is not. But currently, from an Elliott Wave point of view, the probabilities as it stand, based on the information we have so far, is still higher for new lows to come before taking the 31K highs. And that is today on the 27th of September. So, and we will see how that evolves, right? It's just the same as what price did here in this range. Probabilities here were higher for price to move down as expected, right? This was the idea, moving down, moving up, and then possibly moving down again. I sketched this. Price moving down, nice, moving up, some bullish CVD here, moves up. But look how we are approaching the target box. And I went live somewhere here, so we observed the reaction together. And there was no reason to think we would turn around at this target box, right? Based on what I mentioned when price was approaching this area here and we were inside this area. So we have an idea, but then based on new information, we adjust the probabilities for new high probability moves, which was continuation. So in a long position, that's what you want to see. Oh yeah, okay, probabilities over here at resistance, still higher for continuation. So I keep holding, right? No financial advice, of course. How much for a lesson? I actually don't give lessons. I did get the question more often, but I would prefer to open like, you know, like actually I suppose the gold membership is currently the closest what comes to a lesson, because I go live 3 times a week for YouTube Gold members. One live stream is tonight. And also everything about Elliott Waves has already been covered in YouTube Gold as well, like the whole theory about Elliott Waves and what you have to know, from FIB times to all of my templates, all of my templates here, right? This whole list as well as the fibs. So this whole list, we all covered zigzag impulses, more rare impulses, extensions, triangles, complex expanding structures. Everything has been. So I guess that is what comes closest to coaching. Let's hit the like button. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Sorry, Log. I'm not sure what you wrote, but it might be either very capital letters or a link. Links don't work as well, but yeah, the message got retracted. Dawa. Would be weird that New York just wrecks all the longs. Open interest is spiking. Would not be weird that New York just wrecks the longs. Yep. But yeah, like we go up. So what I always actually want to see during a move like this is eventually you want to see a range. And then because we like, if this look for a wave 3 can be very extended, right? It can go very far. And you eventually what you want to see is you want to at least see price ranging for a bit, right? You want to see a bit of a range. You want to see a bit of a range, right? You get a push, you want to see a range, and then you take it from there. As long as we don't get a range, we just go up. So, and also once a range starts, probabilities are very high that you take the high once more before potentially going down. So also when a range starts, we can always observe how the range is forming, what the highest probabilities are for either continuing down or take the high then down, or of course continuation. But as long as there's no range, you know, it's not interesting to analyze this at the moment. We just look at what's happening as expected. The double top didn't give any reaction based on how price approached it. We now entered a gap on the, what is it, 2-hour time frame or something. We have a bit of a gap here, but yeah. Let me remove this white line now. So we moved 3% from 26,080. Nothing special. Yeah, exactly, right? In the bigger picture, 3%. I mean, it's a nice trade, right? But yeah, we're still at 26.8k. So, but hey, that's also why we take it step by step, and with new information comes new scenarios. So, are you long? I'm at the moment not long. So my personal trading strategy did not give me any entry. So currently I'm in no position. I was in a short over here. So I had a short taken from, actually I was sleeping here. I took it over here. Right when I woke up, I saw it at 6 a.m. That's when I entered the short. But when I woke up this morning over here, price did not give me any, following my personal trading strategy, it didn't check all the boxes to enter a position, so I don't, because I have a solid plan, a solid strategy that I stick to as good as I can. And if it doesn't follow the plan, I'm happy to not be part of a move. And feelings like FOMO and that sort of stuff, I'm not really impacted by all of that. That was like in the past, not anymore. Maybe the old days, but especially my first trade ever. Holy shit, I was emotional during my first trade ever. Oh my god, that was on Ethereum when it went into the thousands. So I entered 975. I was so emotional, man. I was on a train station, opened my laptop, jumped out the train, entered the trade. My liquidation was 865 or 868 or something. Put all my savings in that trade because I had no fucking clue what I was doing. And this was at the beginning of 2021. So like I think in January that trade was. I got to check the exact date, but you probably will be able to backtrack it. It's around like Jan or Feb. Oh my, I was awake till 4 a.m. in the morning. And then I just went to sleep and was like, fuck it. Either tomorrow it hit my liquidation and I lost everything, or I wake up in profit. Guys, that's not recommended. Not recommended, right? And I woke up in profit. I earned 12k by sleeping that night with so much stress that I bet I lost a few hairs that night. And then I got 12k, and then I bought one Bitcoin, and then in the months after I lost the whole, or actually not even the months after, I think in less than a month I lost the whole 12k and a little bit more. And that is when I started studying trading. That is when I really started to learn, because I had no clue what I was doing. It was just luck. And that's the worst you can get when you just start is a winner with your first trade. Right. Could we just turn around now since the 1.618 was hit? Theoretically, you can, of course, always turn around. But from an ABC perspective, you're like, if this is like an ABC, right? The 1.618 is a valid target. That is correct. But if this is a wave C, then currently we have a 1, 2, 3, but we don't yet have a range for 4. So I first want to see a range, and then we take it from there. That is important to me. And if we don't get a range here, well, maybe we'll get a range there. And if we don't get a range there, we're just gonna, go level by level. So first things first is waiting for a range and take it from there. Because if this is a wave C, right, in a bearish scenario, or if this is a 1, 2, you're gonna be looking for a wave 3. The 1.618 is a target for 3. But the thing with the wave 3 is, and that's a tip, never try to estimate or never try to trade the high of a wave 3, because you do not know how high it can go. Like a wave 3, from an Elliott Wave point of view, a wave 3 can be very, very extended, right? It can just go. It can, like the 1.618 is usually a minimum target, which is here, taken from the low to the high to the low. That's here. But it can also go to the 2.618, which is here, or the 3.618, or even higher. So preferably waiting for a range. If not there, waiting for a range. If not there, waiting for, and then we take it from there. So And that's also the thing. As long as we don't get a range for then a potential wave 4, right? 1, 2, then you look for a 3, range in a 4, and then you want to see a 5. As long as you don't get the range for 4, which looks high, like this looks like a wave 3 now, right? So you want to see a 4 and then a 5 in an impulse. So as long as you don't get a range in a 4, you can expect higher prices. So that's what we're looking for. No worries. Thanks for sharing your thoughts. To me, the probability of this all being a wave 2 followed by a move down in wave 3, eventually 20. Yeah, 21K. That's definitely an interesting area. Absolutely. I wouldn't even mind dipping below 20 to create the fear. What is the first target? Well, with this move to the upside, target 1 was here to observe the reaction, but as we identified, there was no reason to think different or think it would turn around. Second target was the double top, but as mentioned also expecting continuation above the double top. Next line of resistance is here because we have a bit of a gap. So now we observe the reaction here. If there's no reaction, I'm going to be looking for this blue box next, which is between 27.1K and 27.3K. And as mentioned, I'm waiting for a range to form. As long as there's no range, there's not much really to talk about, and we just expect higher prices from an Elliott Wave point of view, right? So good question. What's the first target? So we were live somewhere here when price was here between 1 and 2 p.m. So we just went through the targets here, and at the moment there's no reason for it to go down. Also here, still building bullish CVD divergences as well locally, as you can see. So yeah, over here, higher low in price, lower low on the CVD, against resistance, higher probability to move up. So, yep. Bearish CVD at the top. Always look at the right side of a new high or a new low with CVD divergences. So I only look, this is 3-minute time frame. I'm not looking on the 1 hour, for example, over here with this. You want to look at the CVD divergences on the right side of the newest high or the newest low, which is on the right side of this structure. So look for CVDs on this side. And currently with this pump, keep an eye on like 3-minute, 5-minute stuff. But I prefer using CVD on like 15 minutes. So any news that caused a pump? Yo, huge, what's up? 26,300 swag. Any news? I don't know actually. No news, at least from the calendar here. We got news 10 p.m. on Thursday. My TPs are reactional as well. No, my TPs are set. Because based on my strategy, I know that a 1 to 3 is my best profit versus win rate balance, and also my mindset. Because I could get more profit if I would always go for a higher risk to reward, but then your win rate goes down, which has an impact on your mindset. So you're balancing your risk to reward ratio with your profit and your psychology. It's very easy to say like, oh, my strategy earns the most profit with a 1 to 10, which is actually not even a joke, but it's very, very minimal. So based on my statistics, I reach, or the strategy I have reaches a 1 to 10 or longer 23% of the times, which would lead to a little bit more profit than a 1 to 3 risk to reward ratio, which is reached 68% of the times. But the thing is that if your win rate is 23% in a 1 to 10, and if I would do a 1 to 10 with my strategy, I'm looking at my Excel sheet. So 1 to 10, 23% of the times, if you have a 100K account, you make a 230K. Then based on my statistics, then out of 100 trades, I have 39. Oh wait, what do I have here? So, oh wait, over the 9 months. So look, I do a lot with statistics. So over the past 9 months, there were a total of 129 trades, and based on statistics, if I would let them all run to 1 to 10. Then on 19 trades out of 87 winners went to the 1 to 10, meaning with a 100K account, you get a 190K profit in 9 months when you risk 1%. 39 losers in those 9 months, which means that 190K minus 39K, 1% risk is 152K. And I had 68 trades closed at break even. So I had 19 winners, 39 losers, and 68 break even trades. If my strategy would always go after the 1 to 10 risk to reward ratio trades. And that is when your mindset becomes important. Can you cope going for the 19 trades in 9 months, but still have 39 losers and 68 break-even trades? So that's interesting, right? Of course, on paper, it sounds very easy. You're like, wait, why wouldn't you do that? But then my 1 to 10 risk to reward ratio is 23% of the time is reached, right? 230K. But my 1 to 3 risk to reward ratio is hit 68% of the times, which would result with a 100K account in 204K profits. So 1 to 10 is 230K, 1 to 3 is 204K. Yes, you miss out on a paper because this is calculations. You are missing out on 26K over over 100 trades. You miss out on 26K, but what you get in return from the 26K is a higher win rate, less lose, or still the same amount of losers, but you get a higher win rate and less trades closed at break even. So your win rate goes up because you have less break evens and more winners, which helps your mindset. Depends on the person, I suppose, but you know. So yeah, it's you know, and I love statistics, man. I love statistics. So let me show you what I'm looking at. I removed, so on the, as you can see, the bar is on the right because all the other statistics are on the left. But look. And actually, like, my strategy doesn't matter because this is I always like to show people that recording statistics is very important. Okay, statistics, huh? You can learn so much. I was on holiday since the end of August, so that's why there's no stats in August, September, because I always do my statistics at the beginning of a new month, but I was on holiday since the 26th of August. So, you know, didn't do my statistics on holiday. I just came back last week, so I didn't yet do August, September. And I tweaked my strategy a bit. I improved it a little bit based on statistics. So yeah, statistics, then you start calculating stuff, right? This is more statistics. And then eventually you start to like calculate and get to conclusions. And you can calculate stuff to improve your strategy, right? And that's what I did this a while ago, of course, already. But I keep tweaking the percentages based on, you know, the more data I have, percentages will change, right? And then I can change the numbers and see how it fluctuates. So you can see 204. Look, a 1 to 4 is not interesting. 1 to 5 is also not interesting. 1 to 6 is not. So if a 1 to 3 is passed, my next like interesting one would be 1 to 7, 8, 9, or 10, right? But then the win rate goes down. So the higher the risk to reward, the lower the win rate. Would you take a little bit more profit for a much lower win rate? You got to answer that with your mind. And for me, it just works nicely to have a higher win rate. How do you find the proper POC naked point of control? Make sure to check my video. If you go to my YouTube channel, this is going to sound Dutch, but if you go to my YouTube channel, go to videos, click on the search icon, and look for naked. It's not even a joke. So we like. We go to. Oh, not live. Sorry. You go to video or the search icon, naked, no worries. How to trade. So in this video I talk about naked point of controls and how you can find them. That's the one you wanna look at. Okay, bit of resistance, right? That's nice. So look on the 1 hour, you see, beginning of the gap. Why did my phone go off? How should they going? I can answer that. Yeah, I should do other work as well. But over here, this is the gap. That's why the white line is on my chart, right? Resistance 1, double top was 2, resistance 3 is if we pass this, resistance 4. But we're just waiting for a range, you know? So continuation is still on the cards, but it could be nice to backtest the resistance area as support and then take it from there. This is like, look, this is what I'm looking for. I'm just waiting for a range. Yeah, we're pumping. It's nice, but waiting for a range and then we can get more clarity. It's hard. I trade 1 to 10 for more than a year, 15 to 20% win rate. Yeah, it's not easy. What is a good balanced percentage of account risk per trade for Elliott Wave trading? 10% too much? Depends on the time frame. If you trade the 1 minute, which I know John does in Discord, risking 10% per trade is not a great idea. Thanks for all the hearts, by the way. But if you trade on a daily time frame or a weekly time frame, then a 1 to 10% makes a lot more sense. Reason being that probably your stop loss is quite far away. The chart moves very slowly. So if anything changes, you can always get out with only 2% or 1% loss or 5%. And it might never hit your 10% because you have so much time to observe what's happening. So it very much depends on your time frame. You always trade 1%. Of my portfolio, yes. Or within what range? Well, I have like my A setups are 1%, my A plus setups are 2%, but like my A plus setups are very rare. So most of the time it's 1%. Yeah, that's what I base my calculations on, 1%. I know. Yo, robots. His first message in the chat. There he goes. Okay. For the YouTube algorithm. Yeah. Naked. Oh boy, oh boy. What did we start? Liquidation 27,704. I thought your liquidation was first 27.1. Sounds like you added something. Be careful, Ali? Be safe. Be safe, right? So let's see what happens over here. Interesting area of resistance. No. Definitely a good moment to be live on YouTube. Is this a brush? Yes. So nice little bit of a reaction here at this line. Right, beginning of the gap. Now, as the gap has been touched for the first time, if we start ranging a bit, all good, all nice, but if price starts ranging, maybe backtesting this target box here. If it goes back up over here, probabilities are very high to fill the whole gap, which means you go to like 20, well, basically 27K, 26.9, 27K, but then, you know, we get so close to this target box over here as well. So let's see. We still got the ABC potential. If we are like in an ABC scenario or a WXY where this is an ABC, that would of course be crazy, but hey, still a scenario because I still do not like this as a impulsive structure, funny enough. But yeah, it depends. If we get a like if we would start ranging now, if you're bullish or more bullish, you definitely want to see a high because then you're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But in a bearish scenario, you could have the high at the 1.618, start ranging, maybe some bearish CVD divergences, range, back up, bearish CVD, and you could fall. But look, very, very early. We don't have a range at all yet. You know, like we really need more time. Get a range either here, if not here, then there, and if not there, then there. Then we'll take it from there, right? Because at the moment, even on CVD, higher low in price, lower low CVD. Let's just wait patiently, give price some more time. Thanks for the live chat. I think, what do you guys, give me your opinion. I did many live streams where I have the live chat on my other screen over here in the corner, right? And then I have my chart and I look at live chat here. But what do you think about me putting this on? Are you happy? Is this better? Is this better? So that you like see what I'm reading and where I am, or would you prefer to have the chat out of the window? Oh, I get another call here. 1 second. Business. It was the same guy as earlier. Guys, I said 2 p.m. That's going to be the end of the stream. Look at me go, 2:30. I love being live. I enjoy live streams. It's from my gaming career when I was live on Twitch and stuff, right? I really enjoy interaction. It makes trading so much more social. When I'm sitting, that's also what I meant. When you're trading, it can be so boring. I'm just sitting behind my PC, I'm clicking buttons, but it's not like my personal friends are not trading. My family is not trading. You guys are trading. So we have the Discord community, of course, and the Discord community is great, is amazing, seeing the activity there. But I love to talk as well. So maybe in Discord, I should be in the voice channel more often when I'm just doing my thing, and then we can just hang out and, So, but I really enjoy being live, but yeah. He was talking to a Will. Yeah, press the button, press the red button. But okay. Oh, not live chat. It's okay, Raymond. It's okay. For me, in is okay unless something too if something too thrilling happens, then what I do is I click on this window, and then of course we go to the chart. So as long as we're talking, I suppose it's good. We just go in and out. Oh, out. So Dawes says out. Yeah, it depends if I'm doing something on the chart or not. If I'm doing something on the chart, I don't want the window. If I'm not doing something on the chart, I suppose it can help. The triangle, yeah. No, yeah. In is ok unless something happens. Pull the comment section up whenever you're answering them. Yeah. I suppose that's probably the best one. When I'm answering, keep the chart on. But whenever I'm doing something on the chart, we want, of course, a full screen picture of the chart. So yeah, this might be the best solution. The nice the midway, I suppose, the midweg. He bought dump it. Oh yeah, definitely. Usually these moves are short squeezes instead of many people buying. How many Bitcoin do you have? You always gotta love the financial questions. I will never. Oh wait. Against Ellie. Oh wait, that is based on the comment from Ellie above. Here, Dasa, what do you think can happen? Totally panicked. I already gave my opinion earlier, as well as what I would do. So of course I already coped with the question of Ellie. But knowing how much Bitcoin someone has doesn't change how much of that is in your position. Are you liquidating your whole account or not? But in the end, it doesn't matter. With what I said earlier, based on, if you enter here and we're now there, it's somewhere like around 50-minute mark or something. We spoke about it. So Okay, we're gonna end it because I have to talk to the guy on the phone and I have to do other work as well. Still gotta prepare a presentation. So everyone, I'd like to thank you for being here. I gotta go. I got other stuff that I have to do. I was planning to go live till 2. Here we are, still being live at 2:36. Get the call again in a few minutes from the same dude, third time, because, you know, other business is calling. And yeah, we gotta continue, you know, gotta continue. So thanks for being here, everyone. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for hanging out. Trade safe. Trade responsibly, have your risk management. You know what I'm looking for. You know the different scenarios and the ideas. And 7 p.m. tonight, I'll provide you with another update. We'll see where price is at 7 p.m. Central European time, right? Let's see where it goes. So I'd like to thank you guys for watching. Thanks for all the messages. Always brings a smile on my face as well to see you guys being active in the chat. And yeah, thanks for subscribing. I hope you found it valuable. And yeah, 7 p.m. another update, right? So thanks for hanging out. See you guys soon. Bye-bye.